believe this is a fair representation for small companies, for companies that don't have heavy operations here in Cyprus. You have created your company and now you're fishing for fees. How much I need to pay my accountant, my auditor, to maintain the company, to make sure that I'm not going to run into any adventures. I don't want a cowboy. I want a serious firm. I want a firm who will notify me about taxes, who will pay the taxes. I want to sleep at peace in the evenings. Not all companies are the same, so this is something that we use. Maybe other firms use something different, but we need to classify your firm in terms of size, because your size and the complexity of your work depends on how many man-hours we will spend in processing your records, reconciling your bank account, reconciling your debtors and your creditors, preparing the VAT returns, letting you know how much your VAT is, ensuring that it's paid on time, etc., etc. So we have dormant companies. These are companies that haven't traded, they just created and they don't do anything. Number of invoices, 0, employees, 0. The fees there are 450 euros plus VAT. Then we have small company 1 and small company 2. The fees fall within 1,500 and 1,800, and the number of invoices, which is an indication, of course, are less than 50 or less than 100. Then we have normal companies, which is the norm. This is a company that does have some volume, have 1 or 2 or 3 bank accounts. Every month it has 15 or 20 bank statements. It requires assistance from our accountants. It inquires by email, by phone calls, and the fee range is up to 3,000. Larger firms go up to 5,000 and more than 500 invoices. The fees go significantly higher. Below we have the number of employees as well, so that our expert, as I've mentioned earlier on, who works on a monthly basis and who prepares all the taxes, all the tax deductions, and who administrates their payments is also paid. So these fees that you see there cover for the 3 items, the 3 groups of people working for your company: the expert, the accountant expert, the payroll expert, and the team of auditors. Is this expensive? I don't think so. As you can see, this is an indication. Some of the above fees include the below services. Okay? And what we charge as a firm are the following fees for ad hoc services. All this can be found on our website, cyprusaccountants.com.cy. As you can see further down, different fees apply for different specialization. And this is normal. This is how an experienced, fully licensed audit and assurance firm charges. And this is because it has to support its experts, it has to train its experts, it has to send them to seminars, it has to perform internal trainings. They need to be experienced enough so that they have a full understanding of the implications of tax, of VAT, of any directives that just were announced by the European Union, etc., etc. These are the fees I would expect as normal. Maybe other firms should charge 50 euros less for an ad hoc task, or 25 euros less or more. Maybe other firms may have 200 euros difference, 300 euros difference. It's all relative, because you're not buying a Coca-Cola tin. You're buying a service, you're buying the support, you buy the knowledge, not only the tax knowledge, not only the accounting knowledge, not only the payroll knowledge, but the operational knowledge and the knowledge of the owner of the audit and assurance firm, because the owner of the audit and assurance firm can advise you to do 2 things which can save you thousands in taxes. So before recruiting or hiring an audit and assurance firm, you need to think, is it too cheap? Does this guy not know what he's talking about? how can he make money if his fees or her fees are so low? Do I feel security with them? It all depends from you, of course, if you're a startup, if you have the financial muscle, if you have done this in the past, maybe you got burned in the past as well with cowboy accountants or with accountants that just start and their fees are ridiculously low and they are a one-man show and they cannot support you either by back office support, either by routine task support. Maybe it's taking them too long to close your books. Maybe they don't know all the details of the tax. Maybe you're paying penalties and fines every time you have to pay your corporation tax. Maybe your accounts are not filed every other year or within 12 months after your year end, and you end up paying several thousands for late submissions in penalties and fines. This is reasonable. Plus or minus is reasonable, and I believe you should take it as a benchmark. If you don't want to onboard with us as clients, that's fine. We have plenty of clients from everywhere in the world. But I strongly advise you not to take the cheap route, because the cheap route will cause you troubles.